Hey everybody and welcome back to my channel. Do you want to sound fluent in English? In this video, I'm going to share with you 20 English phrases that'll make you understand native speakers much better. But before we begin, I want you to hit subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my future lessons. Are you ready to learn some English? Let's go. Our first expression is actually a phrasal verb. He talked my ear off. Well, talking someone's ear off is not a good thing. If someone talked your ear off, it means they talk so much that you start having headache. Did you ever talk to someone who would never stop talking? That can be annoying sometimes. I remember my last flight a few months ago and there was a guy sitting next to me who would never stop talking about himself for hours. He talked my ear off, and when we landed, I was deliriously happy that we stopped talking. And the next phrase, my bad. My bad is a really common expression and it simply means my mistake. I'm sorry. Oh, that's my fault. My bad is used all the time by native speakers and it's a little bit not slang but a little bit casual, and in a business situation I would recommend you saying, oh sorry, it's my fault. Please accept my apologies. And you need to pay attention to when you can use this expression. If you made a big mistake at work, for example, and you're just saying, my bad, nobody's gonna be okay with that. You have to apologize in a proper manner. You can say, please accept my apology. But if it's not a big deal and it's a very tiny mistake, you can say, my bad. And the next one, to take in. This is a phrasal verb, and if you take in something, it means you're taking something or carrying something and putting it someplace that fixes things. So you can take in your car, you can take in your computer, you can take in your pants, you can take in anything. So if your phone broke and you wanted to fix it, you can just say, I want to take in my phone. I want to take in my phone. And the next one, on top of that. On top of that is used all the time by native speakers and it simply means in addition. So today in this lesson, I'm going to give you a few examples, a few English phrases. On top of that, I'm going to show you how to use them properly to sound fluent in English. So as you see, on top of that means in addition, and or plus. When you add something to something else, you can use on top of that. And the next expression, nothing to sneeze at. Working hard is nothing to sneeze at. This expression means that when someone works so hard, don't laugh, be impressed, even if the accomplishment is very, very tiny. Even if what the person is doing is not huge, they're still doing it and that's great. It's nothing to sneeze at. If you're talking about your income and you're making $10 per hour and your boss is giving you $1 raise, it's nothing to sneeze at. It's important and it matters to you. It's a big thing. And the next one, to have a thing about something. If you like English, you enjoy watching movies in English, you enjoy watching stuff on YouTube in English, you can say, I have a thing about English. But also you can use it when you dislike something. I have a thing about spiders. I don't like them, I don't like how they look, and I wouldn't even get near one of them. So if I say that I have a thing about spiders, it means that I don't really like them. And the next one, a household name. If you say that someone or something is a household name, it's pretty well known and everybody knows about it. Apple is a household name. Everyone knows about it. Michael Jackson is a household name. Everyone knows Michael Jackson. Donald Trump is a household name. Everyone knows about Donald Trump, unless you've been living under a rock. And the next one, bring me up to speed. If you had a vacation for a week and now you just came back and you're wondering what your coworkers are doing, you can ask them, what has been happening the past 2 weeks? Please bring me up to speed. And when they bring you all the information, then you're up to speed. Maybe you're a student and you're sick for a couple of days, then you go to your teacher and ask them, can you bring me up to speed? And after your teacher brings you all the information needed, then you're up to speed. And the next one, to throw a softball question. And this is when you ask a question that is not so difficult to answer, to ask something that is not controversial or not intellectual. So the person who answers always looks good. If we throw a softball question, we usually throw it to people we love, and a perfect example of that is politics. And this is when the reporter asks the politician a really easy question, so the politician would sound or look good in people's eyes. It means not asking questions that are controversial or intellectual. And the next one, that shook me to my core. If you say that something shook you to your core, it could be something really scary or something embarrassing, something really powerful that you felt deep inside. So after something shakes you to your core, Sometimes you can't speak. Some people may cry, some people may get angry, or sometimes you may become more motivated to do something. If someone said to you that you will never accomplish your goals and that shook you to your core, this may be more motivating and more inspiring for you to actually start working on achieving your goals. If you watched a sad movie and it shook you to your core, it means that it affected you emotionally and maybe reminded you of something in your life that you didn't want to remember. And the next one, I second that. Here, as you may have noticed, the word second is used as a verb and it means I agree. If your friend says, let's go have a burger, you can say, I second that, meaning I agree with what you're saying, let's go, let's have a burger. And you can also agree with a statement that someone else is saying. If someone says, I think education is so important, you can say, I second that, meaning I totally agree with you. I really think you're right. And the next expression, the hard way. Do you know someone who never listens to anybody's advice? Someone who has to go through an unpleasant experience first in order to learn a lesson? Someone who has to learn the hard way? If you say that you learned something the hard way, it means that you went through a bad experience and you learned a lesson from it. Yesterday it was raining outside and I didn't take my umbrella because I didn't check the weather forecast before going out. So I learned that before going out, I have to check if it's raining or not. And I learned this the hard way. And the next expression, stop beating around the bush. Stop beating around the bush is an English idiom, and if you translate it word by word, it doesn't make any sense. It means get to the point. For example, if you watch a video of some vlogger who titled the video, I bought a car, and in that video he talks about everything but the car, and you're like, come on, stop beating around the bush, get to the freaking point. And the next one, to cut yourself some slack. I hear this phrase very often used by native speakers, and it means to make things easier for yourself. Usually because something exceptional or something unusual going on. If you've been working so hard for a few days and you've been doing a great job but you got sick today, it won't be so bad if you cut yourself some slack and you take some rest, especially when you've been working so hard lately. You can also cut someone some slack. If your boss is giving you less tasks at work because he sees how tired you are, it means that your boss is cutting you some slack. Your boss is making things easier for yourself. And the next one, if you say so. This is a great way to say, okay, you're saying this, but I don't totally believe it. When you're saying okay to something, but you don't really think it's correct or good, it's really good to have this phrase in your back pocket, guys, for your communication skills in English. And keep in mind that intonation matters a lot when using this expression. If you say so, the stress and the emphasis fall on the word say. And the next one, pull yourself together. This is usually said to someone else as a command or said about yourself about something you don't want to do. You feel tired and you don't want to work, but you have to pull yourself together and get to work. If your friend has a job interview and he or she feels really scared, you can be like, hey, pull yourself together, everything's gonna be okay. So it has the connotation of encouragement, but you can also be so rude saying that. So it depends on your intonation when you say it. If you say it like, hey, pull yourself together, stop being like that, that might be a little bit rude. But if you say it like, pull yourself together, everything's gonna be okay, I think that might be fine. And the next one, by the book. By the book is a great expression and it means following the rules. You can say, I live life by the book, I follow the rules. When you travel to another country, you have to behave by the book. And the idea is that there is a book somewhere, and inside that book, there is all the rules that we need. Now, believe it or not, a lot of people don't speak English fluently because they go by the book. They follow the rules too closely. They keep thinking about grammar, about pronunciation and tenses. But if you want to speak English fluently, you don't always go by the book. And the next one, to put something into perspective. This expression means to make something difficult or complicated easy by explaining it. But if people are not sure how to feel or how to understand what you're talking about, you can compare it to something else, something that the other person might understand or might get easily. Let's get an example from the news. 300 million tons of plastic is produced every year. To put that into perspective, that's equivalent to the weight of the entire human population. If I just told you about the 300 million tons, you wouldn't get a feeling how much that is. But by referring to the weight of the entire human population, you get a better understanding after I put things into perspective. And the next one, Lo and behold. This actually is like Old English, but native speakers still use it, and they use this expression when they're surprised to see or look at something. I was thinking of texting my friend David when, lo and behold, I turned to my right and I saw him in front of me. I was just thinking about texting him when, lo and behold, he just appeared. So I'm trying to express my surprise by using lo and behold. And the next one, to level up. This is a phrasal verb used by native speakers so often, and it means to improve or to go up a level. Think about when you study English. There's the beginner level, the intermediate level, and the advanced level, right? So a lot of you guys watch my videos because you want to level up your English. Many of you want to improve and make progress studying the English language by watching my videos, and it's so excellent. It's an excellent way to level up your English. And I appreciate you guys and I admire you for that. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and go watch my other video about English proverbs. It's interesting and fun and I think you're gonna like it. So see you in that video.